Hey guys, today I'm going to be talking about my top 5 favorite bronzers. Now I am very pale. I find a lot of bronzers in general they can look a little muddy or straight up orange on our skin tones. So I'm going to be sharing with you my top 5 favorite bronzers and I'll be swatching them for you. So let's get into it. One of my favorite bronzers is the Bobbi Brown Bronzing Powder in the shade 1 Natural, which is not the lightest one. They actually have one, I believe, called Golden Light, but I prefer a bronzer that is more red toned, such as this one. And I think for a very fair skinned person, a natural bronze would definitely have some red in it. This shade of bronzer is kind of dark, so I would recommend just using a very light amount of it, but it's the color that I really love. One bronzer that I've used for a very long time is the Rimmel Natural bronzer. Now, like the Bobbi Brown, it is a matte bronzer, and it does kind of have the same color. This one's just a little bit lighter and a little bit more orangey, which I don't actually mind so much for some reason in this bronzer. I have mine in 021 Sunlight. Now I know they have a few different shades, some are shimmery, some are matte, but I prefer the matte one. This bronzer right here, mine is very old and dirty, but it is the Pixi Beauty Bronzer in the shade Summertime, which definitely has some glow to it. It's not a matte bronzer. It's a very neutral color and it's an actual bronze shade. It's not brown or orange or anything. It's like actual bronze. Now I know this Pixi bronzer is like a little bit glowy, but it's not so shimmery that it has like sparkles in it. And I actually think it's a really nice shade for just like subtle contouring. This next bronzer is a very affordable bronzer. It is the ColourPop Super Shock Cheek in the shade Bon Voyage, which as you can see here is a very nice light neutral shade. It is kind of like a creamy gel consistency, so it's not a powder, but I still really like it and it gives a very natural finish. There it is right there. This one is a little bit more like golden warm, but it's still not so yellow, and I like to use it with a flat foundation brush, like the ones that actually look like paint brushes, just to give myself some definition, just a little bit. And the last one I want to mention is the Sephora Los Cabos. As you can see, again, it's a very neutral shade. I actually find this to be similar to the Benefit Hoola, but not so yellowy golden. For some reason, those shades look very false on my skin. It just doesn't look natural, but this one's just a little bit more neutral, and that's why I like it. So as you can see there, definitely a nice neutral shade. I mean, all of these swatches are very pigmented, but when you have them on a brush and you have a light hand with it, they really do look super natural on at least my fair skin. And that is all of the bronzers that I wanted to talk to you today. They're my top 5 current favorite bronzers. And I did want to mention one other product, but it's not really a bronzer, so I didn't want to include it in the top 5, but this is the L'Oreal True Match Blush in W12 Bare Honey, which, as you can see, is really just kind of a skin peachy tone. I love this, guys. Like, it is the perfect shade for just giving you some color without being a blush or a bronze, if you know what I'm saying. And there it is right there. Very, very light. It does have a little bit of shimmery glow in it, but it's not overwhelming. And it's just enough that it's like 2 shades darker than my skin tone and just like a little bit of a honey dew glow. I just love it. Anyway, guys, I hope you liked this video. Give it a thumbs up if you did, and please subscribe if you haven't already. I put out new videos every single week. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you in the next one.